Welcome to This Week in Our Collective Heads. I'm Patrick.
I'm Kevin.
And welcome to the Gold Plus Roundup.
Yeah.
So this is the Gold Plus Roundup, the show that we do every month to tell you which games are important, which games you should pick up, and let you feel a little better about yourself for not picking up certain games or not playing certain games. We all have backlogs that are crazy huge as gamers, and sometimes you need something to kind of ease your mind to say, it's okay, I don't have to play those 20 really bad games.
Yeah.
And we play them for you.
And so you get these games for free if you are a Games with Gold member and PlayStation Plus.
Yeah.
So I for a long time I just kind of clicked those at the beginning of the month or the middle of the month with Xbox, and then they just kind of sat there.
Yeah.
And I missed out on a good chunk of games. It's like Transistor. I didn't start that until this year, and I got that 8 months ago or something.
Yeah.
And so this is kind of our attempt to reach out, find the games that are worth playing, and just go ahead and maybe move those a bit further in your mind to be like, okay, yeah, I already have this game. Let me check it out.
Check it out. I don't have to pay for it because I already have it in my library.
Right.
Which, if you already aren't doing this, we do recommend, no matter what, no matter if you like the game or don't like the game, go through, put it in your cart, go through the process of putting it in your library, because you never know. You never know.
Yeah.
So
we'll go ahead and start with Hardware Rivals, which was on PS4, and it's kind of like it's like a mix between, like it's got kind of a Twisted Metal theme to it, but it's much more cartoony, and there's fewer clowns with ice cream trucks, much fewer,
Yeah.
and that was my first problem with the game. No ice cream trucks. It's a game that I feel like eventually I could reach a point where I could be good at it. But my main issue with this game was the control scheme. The default controls have X for gas, and then you're supposed to steer the vehicle with the left stick, and then aim the turret with the right stick, and fire with the finger buttons and stuff. It does not work well. So if you do pick this one up just to try it out, definitely switch the controls immediately to the advanced. It was all right as far as the actual gameplay is concerned. The weapons are interesting, and the layouts of the different things. My favorite thing is on every map there is like a catastrophe scenario, and you can pick that up, and it'll be something like the lava is rising. You have to get inside the volcano, which forces everybody inside the volcano all at the same time, and then die, spawn outside, blow up.
Yeah.
And that was kind of fun. You can call in airstrikes, and if you don't get underground or if you don't get to higher ground, and that cool. was cool. There are some gameplay elements in here that I did enjoy. But overall, the difficulty of the control scheme and how hard it was to even find how to do the challenges and tutorials, because there's on the front menu is a piece that says challenges, and you go there and it shows leaderboards. And where it actually is if you go to the games and scroll all the way over to the right, then it says, okay, here's the tutorials, here's the challenges, here's the things.
Yeah.
Mostly.
Mm-hmm.
There were 3 challenges that I could not find. Still don't know how to access those. So it was an interesting first go. I think if they can figure out some of the logistics of it, and I really hate to diss a game based on this, but like, you need to be able to communicate to the player how to play your game.
Mm-hmm.
And that's more difficult, I think, for beginners. And one of the things that drags down a lot of games is logistics. Mm-hmm. And so I feel like that some of the elements are there, and there's some interesting ideas that they've done I hadn't seen before. But overall, it was clunky and hard to get into, hard to deal with. Once I got past all that, I was able to do all right. And like I said, the weapons are interesting, and I enjoyed that. But I can't really recommend this one.
Yeah. So last month I played a dirt racing 360 game,
mm-hmm.
and this month you borrowed my 360 to play one.
Yes.
So I didn't have to.
Yes, and Dirt Showdown it's not Burnout.
Nope.
It's not Twisted Metal.
Nope.
It's it's really hard to control. It doesn't have the balance between arcade and sim.
Yeah.
You need to commit to one or the other.
Yes.
Like, because one of the things that made it really difficult was that it couldn't figure out how it wanted to control. There's some arcadeness to it, and there's also some simulation stuff, because one of the features is that you're supposed to do this trick thing where you drive this way, and then you need to spin around this and continue and race to the end, and you get penalized at the end for every trick you didn't manage to perform. But it controls like Cruis'n USA with a little bit of sliding.
Yeah.
And so I did that one. I did that particular section for about 15 minutes, and it's a 2-minute event. So I tried it.
That's ridiculous.
Many times.
That's a waste.
And was never able to. Like, I knew the controls. Controls are simple and it's accessible, but I couldn't make it do it consistently. And I'm not bad at racing games, but it just didn't quite work for me. The other thing is the demolition feels very luck based. I went in one time and had double the score that anybody else had, and then the next time I did that same mission again, because those are good opportunities for money, I thought. And the next time I got dead last.
Yeah.
I just be driving around and sideswiped by somebody and my car blows up. But if you have 5-year-olds, they will enjoy it. So so recommended for 5-year-olds.
For 5-year-olds. Another game that we recommend for 5-year-olds is ZHeroes. Now,
ZHeroes.
I thought I was kind of looking forward to this game because we had Gauntlet and Sacred 3 that came out, and those are the top-down isometrics now, but this is more of the almost side-scrolly beat-em-ups. So it's 3-dimensional Streets of Rage kind of look, except and visually it's decent. But what I got out of the game was the slowness that I experienced out of the Adventures of Van Helsing on Xbox One. It was that kind of slowness in the character. It could have been the character that I picked. You get 2 characters to choose from. He was clunky and slow and sluggish, and you get a brief intro to the game, and then all of a sudden you're playing, and there's no voiceover while you're playing the game of anyone telling you what to do, or even an internal dialogue from the character. So it's just this music playing in the background, and you kind of walk around, and it didn't really tell me how to punch and stuff, but that wasn't easy. It wasn't hard to figure out, but it took me a while to realize, I can sprint if I hold down the left trigger. And it was only because I was trying things, which I don't mind that, but what I do mind is I have the same music just playing in the background, no internal dialogue from my character, no one telling me what contextually is happening.
No reason to beat him up.
No, it felt like Earthworm Jim, the game on Genesis and SNES and everything.
Yeah.
It felt like that if it wasn't as fun and quirky, and I didn't have some context as to why I was there. This game has some quirkiness to it because it's kind of goofy, but not enough that kept my attention. I played the first 2 levels, and it just did not. I only did that because of the show. I would have stopped if not. Again, if you have 5-year-olds, 8-year-olds, something like that, they'll probably like it. They might laugh. It's not too hard. The difficulty setting you can set to easy, and it's relatively fine. So yeah, for kids, why not? It's not too bad.
Okay.
Yeah.
Games that are not for 5-year-olds.
Yeah.
Legends of War Patton came out on the Vita, and I don't know how many of you played kind of the turn-based sims for like war games and stuff. There's one I still haven't been able to figure out. If you know the game I'm talking about, tell me in the comments. There's a game that came out, I want to say mid-90s, and it was kind of a top-down isometric turn-based game. And I remember you had a demolitions expert, a sniper, spy, super stealth lady, and one other character. And you took those 4 characters on a campaign through and just wreck shop. That was a really good game. I enjoyed that. This game, it follows a historical-ish timeline, which I thought was really interesting. This game was actually developed or published by the History Channel.
I didn't know that.
And then they didn't follow the actual timeline.
What?
And
well, the History Channel, is known now for not being very historically accurate. As South Park calls it, History Channel, where the truth is history. The whole joke of the History Channel having shows like Ancient Aliens and other shows where it's just speculative crap where they're talking about people and items that are in mythology and then trying to attribute them with actual, scientific reasoning behind how did King Arthur's sword unlock from the stone when we don't have evidence of King Arthur or a sword, and there's like 3 stories of the sword.
We know there were rocks in England.
There were rocks, though. That's all we have. But then you talk about, it's a simple DNA sequencer that reads your DNA of the person who's holding the hilt, and then they can tell that it's the person that should be. No.
This is not history.
Yeah.
And this game is not history. The biggest problem I had was that I had no connection to the characters that I made, because I was able to get this whole squad of 10 guys and move forward, and you can see like the enemy's line of sight and how far they can see and stuff, and Metal Gear Solid style.
Yeah.
So you know where they're looking, where they can see, and it's turn-based, and so it was solid as far as the mechanics were concerned, except for the fact that I could shoot anybody from anywhere with any gun. Like I have snipers.
Yeah.
But like I can actually line up the shot and shoot as long as I can line up the shot correctly, it's going to go from this corner of the map all the way over to this corner, and I was able to actually shoot somebody from 3 screens away.
With what? With a sniper rifle or
No. With a M4A1, I think.
That's ridiculous. Yeah.
And so it was interesting as far as like the way that the missions were set up and stuff. But I really wish that they had committed to the history where I felt like I was learning something.
Yes.
Or if they had committed to, okay, you can only shoot so far, and I needed personality for my characters. Each of the characters just has a name, a specialty, and experience level. And eventually, I just started killing everybody with one guy, and I didn't even bring anybody else. I just brought the one guy so that he could get all the experience.
Yeah.
And like the stealth missions, it's like, okay, we need you to sneak over to this point on the map so that you can rescue the allied guy who's gone down. Yeah, but if I kill everyone on the map, I get 5 times the experience.
Yeah, so there's no incentive to
so my
sneak.
stealth mission, I'm not gonna do stealth. That doesn't help my guy level up.
Yeah.
And so like it, not recommended.
Yeah.
And I was really disappointed, especially when I queued it up and it said History Channel, and I got really excited because those of you who know me following for a while, I love learning stuff. I love learning. Let me learn.
Yeah.
And
you can trick people into learning because they think they're being entertained.
Yeah.
Yeah. Edutainment. It's awesome.
Yeah.
So it's kind of missed opportunity.
Yeah.
Another missed opportunity is Killer Instinct Season 1. So they give you Season 1 and you get 8 people to play. My problem with this is that if you are a button masher, then this game, you're going to have
rewards
fun.
the crap out of you with all the characters.
It really does. The only way to stop an onslaught of combos, which anything can combo off of anything, you can keep just mashing buttons and you're making a combo as long as you keep hitting.
Yeah. I think my highest, like I knew some of the moves.
Yeah.
I didn't know any of the combos, and I got a 12-hit combo.
Yeah, I got 18 or 19. Just mashing. I wasn't doing a specific combo that was, XXY, XBXY. No, it was just, I was doing that just randoms. And if you start that onslaught of incoming attacks, your opponent, or if you're receiving it, you can't stop it or block it unless there's a kind of a pause. Or you have to combo break
Or a
it. So
combo
if you
break,
don't
yeah.
know how to break the combo, then you just get it handed to you the entire time. So it doesn't reward the button mashers enough because they could be under that type of barrage and not know how to do anything. And it isn't skillful enough for people who play Tekken and other ones in actual gaming tournaments. It's not going to catch on there. I didn't mind that they gave you Season 1. You can buy Season 2. I don't have a problem with that.
Yeah.
Because they only gave me Season 1. That's like saying you get Walking Dead Season 2. Well, there's other seasons. Doesn't matter. My problem with it was I had no drive whatsoever to pick up the second season at all.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, other games, like Gauntlet, like I would buy DLC for that. I don't know
the Necromancer guy.
Yeah, I don't have any
He
reason to
looked
buy.
like fun.
Yeah, I don't have any reason to buy the Killer Instinct one. Another one that I thought, another game that we played this month, or I played, was the Medal of Honor Warfighter. It was good. It's better than our the Dragon Rising crap that I had to go through.
Medal of Honor Warfighter. It's better than crap.
It's better than crap. I would say I wouldn't put it quite on par with the whole Battlefield and Call of Duty bit, but I thought it was good. If you like shooters, this is a definite pickup. I didn't go through the entire campaign. It didn't seem to be too long. I'm sure there's a lot of fun stuff to do on it. If you're into shooters, you may have already played this game. If you haven't already and you like shooters, pick it up, because as a game to play when you're waiting for the next Battlefield or Call of Duty, this will give you some fun. It's not the it doesn't throw in things out of left field. At least when I played it, the twist is that there are aliens and this is going on, and so it's grounded enough that you guys will probably like it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Speaking of ground, Nihilumbra is... I recommend it. It's a PS Vita game, and you are playing a creature who has escaped from the void, capital V. And you go through different landscapes, and you're exploring them. You're trying to figure out, what is life? Why am I here? What is my purpose? And all this kind of stuff, while being pursued by, the void, which is where I came from. And you're just trying to escape, but it keeps pursuing you. And spoilers, I guess, for the very first little bit. When you finish the first world, the void then comes and wipes that place out of existence. And so your character is dealing with, am I causing this? Am I responsible for this? Should I just let it take me? What's going on here, and why? Yeah. So my only issue with that is that you are forced, in fact, to fight and kill the other creatures from the void that are trying to take you back.
Yeah.
And since the majority of the narrative is about my character and my character's reason for existing, I didn't want to kill them.
Yeah.
Because I don't know what they're doing. I don't know what their motivation is, and as a result, like, whenever the void comes behind me and wipes that place out, are they reclaimed? Are they punished? Are they killed? But the narrative was really interesting in kind of exploring and opening up questions.
Yeah.
It did go a little far into, you feel guilty, you feel like you shouldn't have done that. And that does get a little heavy-handed at times, but for the most part, it was just asking questions, and I thought that was really interesting. The mechanics were also really fun. It was one of the best instances of touchscreen that I've enjoyed, because you control it regular platformy, whatever. You have your left, right, jump.
Yeah.
And then you take the touchscreen on the Vita, and you can color the different surfaces with blue, which makes it icy, with red that makes it fiery, with brown that makes it sticky, green which makes it bouncy. And that was really fun. Like I enjoyed that because you get the brown one, you put it up on a wall somewhere, and you can jump up there and kind of hide from the monsters or whatever. Yeah. That was cool, and it was really fun. And again, I don't know how much of our audience has 5-year-olds, but they really got a kick out of that. And so I would do the platform, and I would be like, all right, I need you to put some brown so that, I can stick on the ceiling and hide from this monster. Can you do that? And they did that, and we had a lot of fun playing that game together. So yeah, and then I beat the first bit, got credits, and then it opened up this whole new, way harder section. Like once you get to the Void world or Void campaign, whatever it called it, the difficulty spike is tremendous. But I'm going to keep playing this, and I'm not playing it for you guys anymore, so you know that I'm actually interested in it.
So that's a solid recommendation then.
So yeah. Recommend it. If you have a Vita, go ahead and pick that one up, and it saves on a pretty regular basis every couple of minutes. So if you just want to sit down, solve a screen or two, and advance the campaign, then do that. So check that out, and it's not very big either, hard drive space wise. So go ahead and pick that up. Check it out.
Yeah. Something we need to talk about more on here is hard drive space, because sometimes games the ones that come out here, I do kind of have that feeling of, should I just delete this? It's taking up so much space.
Yeah.
Human Revolution, though, I would check out. I actually give this. It's not too much space because it's an Xbox 360 game. You can play it on your Xbox One, though. I enjoyed it. It's not a perfect game, but what they set out to accomplish, and the not only the gameplay but the morality behind it, I really enjoyed. In the Deus Ex world, you deal with a future where the biomechanical engineering, you're able to augment yourself, which is really cool. Because
I hope I live long enough to see that, because I want to augment. I have a list of things I want to augment.
Yeah.
That sounded...
Move on. I just want to augment my brain, my storage capacity, filing systems. Can I defrag this thing and do a new form? So
I want a heads-up display where I can have stats on where I've been and what I'm doing.
Stats would be cool, or being able to have a heads-up display to essentially create an augmented reality where I can select something and it'll automatically Google or look up Wikipedia, whatever I'm looking at.
Names. I want names of people to pop up, because I am not good at that, and I would love to have
your name and the last place that you saw this person.
Well, and I also want it to be
so cool.
I also want it to be editable, where I can be like, this is our discussion from last time we talked about this thing.
This is Sarah Bananas, and you're like, I remember the bananas.
Yeah. So there's a really interesting story about a guy who actually wore an AR set starting in like the late 80s.
Yeah.
And he's been wearing it ever since. Like he's augmented it and everything, but like he has like a little pad at his side where he takes notes on different things.
That's
and
cool.
It's really fascinating story, and this is kind of like the first Google Glass type experience.
Yeah.
And so augments are eventually where I hope we're heading.
Yes.
But this kind of explores that world.
Yeah.
And they
now, obviously, going into speed and strength, and being able to jump or land if you're going off of like a tall building.
Yeah.
Stealth. There's some stealth stuff in there. Personally, if I had augmented reality, that alone to do that and to give me quick reference to everything would be amazing.
So like and we're kind of getting off topic about the game itself, but the reason for that is the way that they've built this world is astounding.
Yes.
Like they did a really good job, because there are also new threats that come up with that type of thing, and hacking becomes infinitely more dangerous.
Yeah.
And
hacking with your computer, or literally hacking off an augment. They discuss that in part of the game. They don't show it, but you hear that essentially people are targeted because, like, okay, well, you've got this such and such augment, and they will take it and rip it out of that
black
person.
market.
Yeah. Very kind of like the whole Repo Genetic Opera kind of thing. Reminded me of that, mixed with the Blade Runner futuristic bit, but it wasn't executed quite as well as I would like. But I would totally pick this up just for that. I wish that it gave you more incentive if you do stealth, similar to the Patton game that you mentioned.
Yeah.
I don't have any incentive to do stealth or to do all-out carnage, whatever it is. Give me an incentive to do either one. Don't let me do both, because if you do both, then you're going to exploit it.
Yeah.
Give me an incentive and let that enhance. Maybe it's as simple as if you went through this one path, when you go through it, you unlock a specific augment or a bonus for an augment that helps stealth. It's like, cool, it's not something that's completely inaccessible, but I'm already playing stealth. Commit to one versus another. Otherwise, you're going to go the whole jack of all trades kind of bit, which can be either really completely weak, or you can exploit it like my brother and some other people did in Skyrim, where it's like, I'm going to be a mage, but a mage that can cast this armor spell and basically do everything perfect.
Yeah.
And I don't like that.
Yeah. Dragon Age Origins, though, fantastic game. Excellent story, and the characters. Going back to the whole world building thing, because there have been 2 Dragon Age games since this one came out, but Dragon Age Origins, they just created a world, filled it with people, filled it with story and lore, and it's really a remarkable game, and it also explores kind of the what do people do when they're facing the apocalypse.
Yes.
And I really enjoyed it. Gameplay is exemplary. It's a really, really fantastic game, and so if you're hanging on to your PS3 and you want to play this one, because this one's not available on upgraded, like if you have it on PC,
PS3
still accessible, but highly recommended. Go ahead and grab this and give it a shot if you can. Very
much so. One of my Dragon Age is one of my favorite RPGs to come out recently, in recent 5 years or so that I've been playing, and If you haven't played this, I cannot recommend it enough. It is fantastic. Fantastic. You'll really like it. Yeah. Here she is. So another one that I highly recommend. I know there may be mixed feelings at the table.
No, there's not mixed feelings. I believe that this is wonderful.
Grim Fandango is actually one of my favorite games. Hands down. I put it right there with Full Throttle, which I consider both of those games better than than Day of the Tentacle and all of those. Grim Fandango, for its environment, its world, and its lore, is just amazing. It's beautiful because it's the cell shading. I think it really holds up. This is a remaster, but if you play this on PC, it still holds up pretty well. You can play this with or without the tank controls. So if you don't want to play the tank controls, you can do that, which I hope.
But you can get a trophy for going through the whole game with it.
You can. I love the game. Yes, there are things that could have made it better, but the quirkiness and the weirdness of the Tim Schafer feeling of of problem solving that doesn't make any sense unless you're in a point and click adventure game. It's the only time it makes sense. So I highly recommend it.
Yeah. So those are the games, and that one's out for PS4 and Vita as well. So
grab it on either.
If that's something that you can do, and if you can do the whole puzzle thing without getting incredibly frustrated, like you said, the way that they built the world is really interesting, and that's probably something that you've noticed with us is we're really into games that are willing to take the time to create a world that I'm interested in.
Yes.
And that was part of my problem with the whole patent thing, is that I know this world is interesting.
Yeah.
This particular historical time is really fascinating.
Yeah.
Please let me explore it and give me a reason to do it other than I shot a bunch of people.
Yeah.
But like people and teams that are willing to create fascinating worlds that we can dive into and explore.
Yeah.
Those are the kind of experiences we're looking for. Gameplay is king. And so for a lot of, if you're dealing with a platform or something like Guacamelee, like the gameplay, the story is interesting, the world's interesting, the quests and all that kind of stuff, but like that one holds up because the gameplay is perfect.
Yeah.
It's so wonderful.
Yeah.
And they give you a ridiculous amount of tools, and you can use all of them, and you kind of have to at the end because that last boss fight is just a beast.
Yeah,
literally. But yeah, so that's what we have as far as the games with gold and the PlayStation Plus offerings. This month we're actually starting a thing. We're going to have a giveaway, and so if you comment on the YouTube video, then you'll be entered in a drawing, and we will give you a month of PlayStation Plus or games with gold live.
Games with gold.
So yeah, you will get one of those.
Live, yeah.
Your choice. So hit us up in the comments and let us know what your favorite game was this month, or what game you're looking forward to playing, and we'll be able to get that to you, get you a private message. We're figuring that out, so might be a minute, but I promise you'll get it. So have a good one, and we will see you next time.
See you later.